you guys. Okay, so I did a video and I replayed it and there's no sound. So since I am not a sound guru, so what I'm going to do is walk you through the video again. Yay! So what I talked about in the last video was how you can make a garden in a pot. And I showed you that you can plant garlic, oregano, chives, and onion in a pot that is small enough to sit on your windowsill. And the reason why I am choosing to do this is because it is difficult for me to manipulate the ground outside at this time. And I know a couple of other people that like to have a small space because they don't want to have to weed a large garden. They just need something small to get started. And as I mentioned before in the prior video, oregano, chives, onion, I put some basil seeds in there as well. You can also put, let me think. I've got dill right here that I mentioned earlier in the last video. I don't have it in there yet because it's not big enough. But all of these plants generally will grow real well if you just put them in the windowsill near some sunlight. Or whenever the chance of freeze is over, you can take the whole pot and put it outside in the sun. And it's much easier to manage the little tiny pot than it is to manage a garden, and you have the benefit of fresh grown herbs at your fingertips. The other thing that I talked about in the previous video was lettuce and how you can plant lettuce in a pot with putting you can take this whole packet of seeds, sprinkle it across the top, and have lettuce coming up. In Texas, lettuce generally begins to bolt about April or May. So that if you plant the seeds now and you separate them in the amount of space that it says on here, and by the way, I got these seeds from the Dollar Tree for $1. You want to make sure it says blah, 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 seed spacing, row spacing. No, in Texas, you can throw them all in this pot right here. And they're all going to come up. And those baby greens, you know how you go to the store, like I said in the last video, you go to the store and you get the baby greens and you pay for those because they're fancy and this and that. Well, guess what? You can do that all by yourself. The other thing that I mentioned is make sure that you catch your rainwater, use your compost, because that's what I've used here. I've used my compost and my cheap organic soil from H-E-B. I always recycle. This pot is from a plant that I found on sale. What I didn't show in the last video was how to convert a plant that has been grown in fertilized soil to organic. So what I can do is talk about that a little bit right now. I can't really demonstrate, but I can show you. So I have taken my begonia that I got from the store, and I have, as you can see here, I have separated it. I'm going to put each of these in a separate container in a separate pot, and I am going to add organic matter, compost, and also manure from my neighbor, which I'm so... Guys, anytime you can get your hands on free manure, that is the best thing for your garden. It's great. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stop the video right now and make sure that you guys could hear me the whole time so that I don't look silly. I'm going to look silly anyway because that's just the way that I am. But so this pot right here, guys, as I mentioned before, it has onion, chives, oregano, and just for grins, because it's fun to grow, the coleus. Coleus is not an herb. It is a plant. And if I had my ruthers, I would put a marigold in here as well. Oh, and I also put some cilantro in here. I forgot to say that again. Because marigold keeps the buggies out. So we're going to experiment and see if this video worked. And if it did, you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. And give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Have a good one.